Okay, welcome back, guys. Let's check what we have in our next lesson. We have insiding beams, columns, slabs, and walls. Okay, that's what we're going to be doing very quickly. All right. Okay, so this is our drawing, just like we did, and let's see what we can do. Then don't forget, there's another thing. Most times, when you're importing a drawing like this into the software, it's important to always go to reference drawing settings. Okay, display reference drawing. Already my reference drawing is being displayed, but if I deactivate this, you can see how it is. It's just grid lines I'm seeing, but if I take this back, those beam lines are there. Those beam lines are there. Okay, when I take this off, the beams lines are off. So let's just still keep it on so we can know where our beam lines are. Okay, don't forget what we had. uh, I'm going to begin by imputing the beams. Okay, so but before that, let me quickly open the drawing. So let me open the drawing so we can be making reference directly. Okay, so let me open my AutoCAD. Okay, so while waiting for the AutoCAD, let's quickly define the beams. Okay, so we want to start imputing our beam because that is going to be the next thing to do. Okay, just a few minutes. Oh, why the delay? Let's come back here. All right, so if you check, up here, you're going to see first, you're going to see columns, you're going to see walls, and you're going to see beam, slab, rib, slab. So what I'm looking for right now is beams. Okay, what I'm looking for is beams. And now, so we're going to open this up. We're going to open our drawing so we can make quick reference to it. Cat me DXF. Okay, all right, so this is it. Okay, so you should always have this in mind. Okay, so we go back, I pick beam. All right, so I think the highest span beam I have here is 5250. That should be the highest span. So I'm going to be using a uniform beam depth and breadth. Okay, all right, so we go back. My beam width is going to be 225, so it can align with my columns and the walls. I don't want it protruding. The eccentricity should be 0, so it should just be from the center line. Don't forget our grid line. We constructed the grid line based on center line principle. Okay, so you also keep that in mind. So h bottom, okay, is 450. That's the depth of the beam. Depth of the beam is 450. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw from here to the other end. So there are a couple of ways to do this. You can just click, cover the columns, and the beams are going to be imputed. Let's do that first and let's see. Okay, you can see that that's one way. Second way is you can just come here, click here, and extend to the next column. Let's say maybe I'm taking this to the last column and everything is there. I do the same thing this way. I always endeavor to put it at column insertion point. Okay, all right, then finally here. All right, then which one is next? I think this flows straight. Let's quickly check. Okay, this flows straight, so we're going to put that. So you come here, click from here to this end. That has been done. The next one is this doesn't flow straight, this end where the column is. Okay, So always make sure you don't make those mistakes. So from here I take it to where the column ends. Okay, alright, and we go back. This flows straight. This flows straight. So I go back. I can decide to just mark we selected, and the beam is going to be imputed for me. Okay, then the next thing is this guy to this point, then this guy to this point. Don't forget, always have it in mind. Then who is the next guy? Don't forget what we did. This beam has to flow, so I can define the slab. Okay, so I will just come here and establish here. So this is simple enough. Then finally here, see here. Alright, so I think we've gotten everything. I don't want to put this column, sorry, this beam first. I want us to check the problem we're going to be having here. Okay, alright, so this looks simple enough. So the next thing we're going to be doing is the slab. Unfortunately, I don't have any walls. From my design there are no walls, but it's simple. Let's say I wanted to create a wall here. You just come to wall, click on the wall, put the thickness of the wall. Okay, when you put the thickness of the wall, then you have to share it into two. If this is the let's say I'm having thickness of 250, so half of 250 is 125, 125. But no need for that because I don't need any wall. Alright, so I'm going to go straight to my slab. That's going to be the next thing we're going to be doing. Okay, and don't forget there is no slab in this area because this is staircase. Okay, this is the staircase area, so I don't need any slab here. Alright, so quickly we go to beam. We go to slab. My slab thickness is 150 mm. Okay, my concrete cover I want to use 20, and my loads, the self weight is already calculated based on the 150 thickness and concrete density of 24 kilonewton per millimeter square. Okay, kilonewton per meter square. Then I'm going to impute the additional dead load. If I'm designing, if these are all rooms, so if I'm designing for room, I should be able to activate the dead load for room. If I'm designing for terrace and balcony, I should select all these customized ones. But if I don't want to do that, I can just come here directly and just type. So but let's see, I'm choosing room and I'm having 2.375. Okay, so I think this is cool. I'll go with this. I'll go with this. Alright, so then you go back to general. Now insertion, how do you want to insert it? How do you want this slab to be inserted? We have axis region, we have beam region, we have big axis, we have big point. Axis region is I'm going to be picking axis to axis. Beam region, once I get into an area that is being bounded by beam, is going to impute it there. So I will just leave it at default. Okay, I'll leave it at default. Then I just come here, click. You see it established depth 150. Do the same thing. Do the same thing here. Do the same thing here. Do the same thing here. Same thing, and then this guy. I know we're gonna have problems here, but let's see how it goes first. Okay, alright, so we've been able to establish the beams, and we've been able to establish the slab. Okay, so in our next class we are going to be looking at inserting, so generating floors. So we are going to insert floors and we are going to generate all the models into all the floors. Okay, alright, so that's what we're going to be doing in our next class. Alright, so see you in our next class, ladies and gentlemen. Alright.